Good evening, PWN fam, and welcome again to another episode of Empowered to Live. Again, I'm your host, Angie Rose Butler of the Becoming Women's Network. And tonight we are wrapping up part 5 of our series on How Bad Do You Want It? Yay, we've come to the end of another series, and I'm just so excited for all of you who have been able to join me during this series. Thank you so much for your support. And I just, again, just appreciate all of you who have been faithful and following me and coming on, whether live or catching the replays. You guys have been amazing. And I, again, just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being there during this time. And I hope that you got something out of it, that as we are now day 6 of the second month of the year 2025, that you have taken the opportunity to start working on your goals for this year. You know, we have been planning since last year. For those of you again who have been following me and who have been rocking with me since last June, and beyond, you know, we've been talking about, you know, setting goals, accomplishing our dreams, you know, overcoming limiting beliefs. We have talked about, again, in this series, how bad do you want it? And we are wrapping up our series on tonight with renewing your dreams, renewing your dreams. And this has been a journey. Also, I wrote this ebook. Wow, I think it was maybe 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. And you know, when I wrote it, that I was just a way again. I told you I'm a writer, so I touched something, and it should be one page, and next thing I know, I have a whole book. Or you know, haven't written a novel yet. Haven't gotten there yet. That is a dream that I've been working on. I've got something that I started writing years ago, and haven't haven't gone back to it, and I may pick that up. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm not sure when, but it may be coming. That I've been working on a sort of a novel, and the title is Only Skin Deep. And so I've been working on it, started to put it down, and then other things, you know, that wasn't the direction that I know that my life was supposed to go in, but it is a dream of mine. And so one of the things that I did, so I wrote that renewing your dreams, and I got an opportunity. I got a call from a assisted living facility to come and to share with the people at that assisted living facility about renewing their dreams, because my the book title is Renewing Your Dreams, Living Purposefully at Any Age. You know, at any age. And again, it was only supposed to be something small. I shared a little bit about it on Facebook Live, um, back in 2018, 19, somewhere of that, on my friend Mary Arthur Moss. She had um, Mary's Monday Musings back in the day, and she had me as a guest, and I shared about that on her program. And then I got this opportunity to work with these seniors, and it opened my eyes as well. Like when I wrote it, like I said, I wrote it, and it said that you can renew your dreams at any age. And so we've been talking about, you know, accomplishing your goal. How old do you need to be in order for you to accomplish the dream that you have on your heart? And so I was able to get together with these seniors, and they had dreams. They had things that they wanted to do, even though some of them were in their 70s and 80s. And I think one gentleman there was like 90, and he was just like, this is something that I wanted to do. And we did like a vision board. And then I sat with them, and we kind of like planned out, like kind of like what's next steps? How would you actually go about doing the thing that you want to do? Well, here you are in your, you know, late 70s, 80s and into your early 90s. And they were so super excited that this was something that they were able to do. And it was inspiring to me to see these seniors, you know, be excited about life again, and to recognize that it's never ever too late for you to live the dream that you wanted to. You know, one lady I remember, she's always wanted to go to Italy, and she said she's talked about it, she put it all, she raised her family, she did all this other stuff, and she's like, one day, one day, one day. And my question always is, when is going to be that day? We always say, well, one day I'm going to do that. So when is your day? When is your day to start renewing your dreams? When is your day to say, this is my moment, this is my time, this is my opportunity to move forward and to do? And that even was brought home to me again this week, when a former coworker, I found out that she passed away, and she was younger than I was. And it's always shocking to me, when someone younger than I passed away. We see all these airplane crashes and all these different things, and so much stuff happening, and life just happens. And we keep saying, one day I'm going to. And my thing is always, your day needs to be today. That day needs to be tomorrow to start. And I'm gonna no, get it together today and do it today. And as I was, on social media, today, Kevin Fredericks, most people know him as Kev on Stage, and he had a post that he did, and he said it was for the dreamers. And I was thinking about how amazing God is that he had this out here. And he was talking about, for all you who have been dreaming, where the things that you wanted to do seem so far away. And he was talking about, when he was doing his comedy show as a side gig, and he, I guess he was making copies of the flyers at work and left it on a printer. And because of that, he was fired. But he was just sharing about the dream of how, people thought he was crazy. And he was, when you have a dream, I shared about even too, us packing up and moving to Mexico, leaving everything behind. And people probably thought, you guys are crazy. Why would you do that? You go so far away. You're leaving everything behind and all this other stuff. Are you sure? What if this happens? And what if that happens? And what if, or what if? And I shared a quote last week that time is going to happen regardless of when or not you do your dream or not. Whether or not you set a goal and accomplish it, time is going to happen. You may say, well, I'm going to be 50, 40, 80, 90. I can't go back to school. If the Lord allows it, you're going to be that anyway. So why not do what you need to do? And so he said that people would rather choose safety than to pursue their dreams, because if they chase after their dreams, and if they don't try, they can't fail. But if you don't try, then you can't succeed either. And so he was like, people don't want to pursue their dreams because they want the safety, safety net. And, and I saw another quote earlier too that says that if you don't pursue your dreams, then somebody else will hire you to succeed, for them to succeed, basically to help them succeed at their dreams. And so why not succeed at the dream that you have? There are things that we have inside of us. And so when we think about our dreams, this is something that we've thought about doing. I shared before that it's that thing that inside of you that won't let you rest, that you keep saying, one day I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do, and one day, and one day, and one day I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to take this trip. I'm going to go on that cruise. I'm going to write that book. I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn how to play the piano. I'm going to take voice lessons. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to. And so just want to encourage you, let that day be today. Let it be today. Let that be today. Don't live a life of regret by not doing what you know is in you to do, that you have put it off and you're just like, no, when I'm this age, or when this happens, or when I'm in a better place, or when I'm, we tomorrow is not promised. And so I just want to say, they talked about that the graveyard is full of potential. And so I don't want it to be your story. I didn't want it to be my story either. And so, I've had a lot of uh, health scares. That's why I'm breast cancer, as many of you know. And then in 2021, um, just all of a sudden had this pain in my stomach, and that sent me to the emergency room. And next thing I know, they were saying, we're taking you into emergency surgery. And the doctor that did my surgery told me about how lucky I was that one, that he was there in the hospital, and he was able to do that surgery, because I would have died if any longer they had to wait. And so, having all these different things that happen keeps reminding me over and over again that you got to take the chance. You have to take that chance to make sure that you are renewing your dreams. And I know that to resume is to increase the life of. And I think when we do and we live our dreams the way we need to, the thing that feeds our spirit, and it also, I think it lifts that weight off of us, of our lives, it increases our life as well, because we get up with purpose. We're not just making eight. We're not just, I heard somebody share the other time, to make the donuts. We just keep going on, just on this repetitive cycle of life, going over and over again. If you remember that donut every morning, get up, time to make the donuts, time to make the donuts. And we go to work, we live this thing, and it's just this cycle, and there is no joy in what we do. There's no, sometimes we lost the pleasure of even the thing that we like to do. Maybe we like our job. I love my job. Sometimes the politics behind it, not so much, but the work that I did, I really enjoyed it, and I still find myself having the opportunity to do that here where I am, and also to be able to do this, you know, on a scale that I did not think possible, a few years ago. But this was also a dream of being able to touch lives and to make a difference and to make an impact, and to do something that I love, which is encouraging and inspiring people. That is something that I've always liked doing. That's my passion. That's my passion. That's my purpose, is to encourage and to motivate others, and to see them walk out the purpose for which they were created. And so that gives me joy. And so this is why I do what I do. So this is why we have the Empower to Live. And so I'm here to empower you, to kind of wake you up and shake you up, to make sure that you are fulfilling that dream, to walk. And maybe you are already walking in that dream, but maybe there's still things. Maybe you're doing the work, but there's still things that you want to do with your life that you've been putting off. Take that vacation, do that, plan and save. There's so many different ways for you to go take a vacation, that is affordable. Write that book. There are so many ways to do that as well. I've got some friends that, I'm an author myself. I've got friends who do author workshops and do coaching and writing to be able to help you. And they've already worked through all the kinks and know the ins and outs of doing all of that. Maybe you want to go back to school and you've been wanting to get this degree, and that's something that you wanted to do, or maybe even get your GED. And maybe you've not finished school, and that's something that you want to do, but you've been putting it off, and you're thinking, maybe I'm too old. And you're never too old. It only stop. You can only stop dreaming when you stop breathing. So I just want to encourage you, follow that dream, to live, to achieve the thing that you were placed on this earth to do, or maybe just the strong desire that you have. That's something that you want to do. Maybe you've been struggling with your weight and you're like, I need to get this weight off of me. I want to do this. Take that step today. you know, take that moment of self care and self reflection to be able to accomplish those things that you know that you want to do. And it's never too late to start. It's never too late. So I'm going to encourage you today, to get up, to get moving, and to pursue your dream, pursue your purpose, to live a life of purpose, to live a life that's worth living, and not just having a life. And again, if you will want a copy of that free ebook, you can just um, um, in the comment section, if you're catching it live or in a replay, you can just comment guide, and we'll send the link out to you so you can get that. And again, it's just important that you make sure that you are fulfilling the dream and the reason and the purpose that you were created for, and to live that life that is impactful and purposeful. And I also want to share again, I mentioned this last week, that I'm going to be transitioning the Empower to Live broadcast from my personal page over to my business page, which is Becoming Women's Network. I posted something on Facebook earlier on my personal page, which is the Andrea Rose Butler page. And you can click on the link to get to the Becoming Women's Network page. And so that's where we'll be streaming from next week. You can also catch us on YouTube and also on LinkedIn. And also, also for our new series starts next week, and our new series will be about renew and reset. So we're going to talk about renewing and resetting. So we're going to be talking about finances. We're going to talk about resetting your health, resetting your mindset, the way we think about things, and so different things like that we were talking about. So in February, renew and reset. And then in March, we're going to be talking about getting your financial house in order. So stay tuned to that. Having a guest or two on the program for those. Like I said, I know some financial stuff, but not enough to be able to give you what you need. And so we'll have some guests on our show for the month of March and April. Again, talking about getting your financial house in order. If you have topics that you would like me to have on the show as well, you can also drop me a comment, leave that for me, so that we can make sure that we're having programs that you want to see and you want information about. Again, Empowered to Live is about faith, family, and finances, and inspiring you to reach the dream that you were created to have, because we are given everything that we need to live this life and to live godly. And so, again, I want to thank you all for joining me on tonight. I look forward to seeing you all on next week. Next week, actually, I'll also be in Virginia. I'm super excited. I will be in Virginia next week. I will be there Wednesday, and I'll be there through the 23rd. As I shared last week, also, I will be ordained as an elder at my church. So I'm also super excited about that as well. Just looking forward to being able to walk into fully the gift and the calling that I have, that God has on my life. And that one of my gifts is to teach. I love teaching. I love inspiring people. And so to be able to do both with this podcast, to be able to share that portion of myself and my desire, again, to inspire and encourage, but then also to teach as well. So we'll be seeing a lot more of those. Again, if leave me a comment about topics that you would like to see us talk about on the show, guests that I could get in to share about, again, faith, family, finances, and inspiration. So we want to be inspiring you to make sure that you become the best version of yourself. And thank you again for joining me on this evening. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you on next week while I'm in Los Estados Unidos. Have a great one. Good night.